of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nityananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshయం Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to you
use any other object while filling the hole. So when Arjuna was doing that, suddenly he listened to what his guru said, and he immediately took a bee's wax and applied the wax in his hand, and then took the water and filled it up first. Drona asked him what was that he used. He said, the simple listening, simple integrity to what I am. How I filled up the hole is because the stories that you told on the way, I listened to your story, how the water does not touch the lotus. And I understood that listening gave me this idea of putting the wax. That is what Bhagavan beautifully says. When you are in the listening with the Guru, something extraordinary opens up and something extraordinary happens. That is what we see in the Ekalavya story also, where he gives the thumb, but still he's the best archer. He was able to do something beyond, but since he has to be safeguarded and he has to be protected, the guru takes off his thumb to protect him, not for any other reason. He doesn't say, okay, you win over Arjuna. That is an outer world understanding, but something deeper. The gurus always only in the interest of the disciple, how they can be saved, how they can realize the higher reality, and how they can expand without their arrogance or ego. So removing the thumb, he lost his identity, but he kept his Guru Bhakti. That was more important for him at that point. Each of these references again and again give us that how you're integrated to your Guru's words, holding the higher cognition as your integrity to the state of Paramashiva, manifest as your reality. All the stories have one thing in common: how much you're aligned to the Paramashiva space inside you. That only reflects you as consciousness, as outside, as reality. The more you are aligned to that, more you understand you are Paramashiva, you are Parashakti. You simply manifest the higher reality and align yourself into everything that you need to do. You don't have to specifically for each one getting integrity, but simply your alignment to the highest consciousness that you are Paramashiva. That is the alignment, that is the integrity that Bhagavan is looking in you, so that he can pour himself inside you and make you manifest the superconscious space. Let's go to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana for the power of rotation of an object, consciousness over matter. Here beautifully it talks about the Sudarshana Chakra and how it was blessed by Shiva to Vishnu, and that rotates, that has 108 blades, and it rotates, travels millions of yojans at a twinkling of an age. It's so powerful, and this is in Vishnu Purana, and how it was blessed for Vishnu by Shiva for manifesting the reality. Now Bhagavan himself beautifully narrates how he experienced when he was in oneness with his Guru, Arunagiri Yogeshwara, how he was experienced the ultimate consciousness. Bhagavan beautifully narrates
from Bhagavan.
Sensing oneness strengthens your ability to radiate love. And when you become all me, you lose the ability to celebrate the devotion. Understand? This one thing I asked Arunagiri Yogeshwara when he was teaching me the Advaita. I said, everything is okay, but let me continue to retain my innocent devotion of touching, holding on to your feet when I sit next to you. Understand? Once he was trying to show me the power of oneness and Advaita. Like, he said that he was sitting facing north on the steps of the Kalyana Mandapam in Tiruvannamalai temple. In front of him, his samadhi. In the side, the main deity. The right hand side, the main deity Garbhagriha. Left hand side, the hill, Arunachaleshwara. Arunachala hill. He said, this, that all is me. Just see. When he moved the hand, I saw literally the Garbhagriha and the hill, whole thing merging into him. When he moved the hand, I saw they are back to their places. It's very easy to tell it's a delusion, but it was not, I know, because it was such powerful experience and such restful awareness. During this whole thing, I was sitting holding his one feet in the leg, saying that if I hold on to his feet, a lot of energy will come, power will come. Of course, when he showed that Advaita, the concept of energy will come, power will come has disappeared. It's completely disappeared. I just know he is one, and I am just one with him. Then I asked him only one thing. Whatever may be the experience, let me just retain my ability to have this deep love experience, love current. He laughed and said, Advaita will only strengthen the love current. Advaita only will strengthen the bhakti. Listen.
such a beautiful experience that Bhagavan explains to us how he understood when Arunagiri Yogeshwara taught him the space of Advaita, the quantum space, the love current, completely in oneness, and how it manifested as reality for him. Just in a minute, he just forgot everything and he merged into everything as one. And simply he saw it separated and merge just happen in front of him. That put him into a different conscious state. Each of us can see how, when we are in oneness, you can see the object moving, rotating on the silicon so beautifully without any of the external add on to it, just like that. How the bottle or the bottle cap, how it is moving, and it's not a slope, it's not something light object, it's a heavy object. Try doing it and then you'll understand. It's not just easy just to manifest all these greatest truth when you are in such a beautiful space of oneness. Simply you see it all happen in such a beautiful way. You can see one more, how the bottle cap was just left on its own and you can see the surface completely flat, straight, and how it is turning around, and bit by bit it is moving around in a circle. It is going back and forward in the same direction. At least you can say one side there is a slope and it's moving. No, it is rotating. That is what we want to show you, that it is rotating completely in angles, going backward and forward, turning itself again and again. And it's not something the phone is on, that it's vibrating. Everybody just witnessing that Paramashiva presence All these things are not just a small thing of what is there, you can move a bottle cap, big deal. No, you're moving something huge, block inside you. All these power manifestation is not something to play with such small bottle caps, but to show you the possibility of higher reality again and again. We have forgotten the science of manifesting our reality. We have gone to the life only as logic. And there is a beautiful space that you can experience by connecting to Paramashiva in the oneness space, where you can manifest your reality when you have the powerful cognition that outer world is a delusion, and the inner space, the Paramashiva space, when you align, simply the reality becomes manifestation. How it becomes? It is intelligence, the higher intelligence that starts happening in you as reality. Let's go to the guidelines for manifesting the power. So if you have a coconut or object, any stable object is fine. If you have a cell phone, that's good. If you want to keep it on the ground, that's also fine. Why we are asking you to have a tape? So that if you're keeping it a large object on your palm, you can put a tape so that it doesn't hurt you, and it'll be very stable also. If you have a partner and you want to keep it on your partner's palm or partner's cell phone, that's also perfectly fine. However you are comfortable, you can go to that level of manifestation. Now let's go to the guidelines. If you have a camera in your phone, please record these things, especially this power. I've had many experience when they told me, I went and checked my video whether I manifested, and then I saw the object has moved and come back to the same position, but I thought it didn't move. Only when I saw the video recording, I knew it was moved. So amazing to hear those things. So don't forget to record, especially consciousness over matter. This is one of the most beautiful power that Balasans used to just go on breaking coconuts and moving all the things around in such a beautiful way. Even lifting object, they were so good at it. So don't forget to record all these moments. If you have the Kantamala and in the locket you have the Jnananjan, you can apply it in the Jnananjan in your temple and your third eye. The Jnananjan simply makes you manifest the higher reality because it has the Bhagwan's DNA and blessings of manifestation. If you do not have, that's perfectly okay. So if you have a partner, ask them to keep the palm completely flat on a flat surface so that it's not moving, and keeping the object on the palm. If the palm is, you can put a tape on it, that's also fine. Or you can keep something which is very simple, and you can keep a coconut. Keep the coconut facing the top part to your side so that you can literally tell it to stand up, rotate and move. If you want to keep it on the silicone, that's also fine. You can choose to, but if you're using silicone, make sure you are switched off the silicone so that you don't have a doubt. Because of the vibration, it's moving, because we are loaded with the doubts. We are caught with doubts than authenticity. So let's move to authenticity than the doubts. Now let's go to the instruction of Paramashiva. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva, Parashakti to your third eye. Again and again, we bringing it to our third eye, we'll understand more clearly life is a manifestation. Whether you're making coffee or you're walking, just jogging, or making a financial decision for the company, it's all a manifestation. If you start living that and understand the higher reality, you are free from all the bondage and all the suffering and all the confusion. You can simply let Paramashiva run your life. That is the ultimate space. So bringing Paramashiva to your third eye, Smarnatha Mukti, Bhagavan says, remember that which remembers you. That cannot be forgotten, that cannot be remembered, but that which remembers you, hold that cognition and simply you will manifest all the powers. And beautifully, Bhagavan has given us the unclutching, absolute unclutching from the outer world. Outer world is just a dream. The way we perceive, how we perceive during our sleep, we create the characters, the objects, the places, everything, our own world. Same way we are doing it right now also. When we wake up, we will understand that. And that's what Bhagavan is trying to wake us up into the superconscious space. And each one of us holding that now will only wake up to the reality that you want to wake up. That comes from your side. And complete completion, not engaged in something in the outer world, your anger, your frustration, your irritation, your impossibility, all that which you're holding on, let go. Let it be redundant, irrelevant. If it is happening in your dream, will you bother about it? By the time you get up, you would have dropped everything. And that's how have a complete completion. Everything is Paramashiva. Everything that is manifested through you as is absolute. Nothing can be taken away. Bhagavan says life has no hypocrisy. Life cannot take away anything from you. Nothing is lost. And you are the possessor of the ultimate gift, the Paramashiva, which is as powerful as 10,000 suns, Bhagavan says, much more than the nuclear force, much more than the gravitational force. Only thing we need to realize the space in us, then we'll understand the gift that Bhagavan is just showering on us. So let's hold that and have the Shaktipada. Shaktipada with the avatar is the ultimate gift that you can have, that Bhagavan beautifully described. If you have the love, deep connection, simply even the rock could speak to you. That is what is feeling connection. Bhagavan says you can have it with your wife, your husband, your mother, father, or the Guru himself. The ultimate that you understand, he is God and you have a deep love towards him. Simply it flowers into the Paramashiva space. That's what happens when you see anybody who you love as God, simply you become that. That is what Bhagavan again and again says, how you can experience the highest form of love as Shaktipada inside you, as the ultimate that you can manifest as your reality. Intensely chant the Mahavakya. Any of the Mahavakya, even the Om that you want to chant, that's perfectly fine. But chant with a deep listening. That is what is most important. And that raises your frequency because the sound, the mantras do not have any visual or verbal. When you chant, you don't know Hrim. What do you mean by that Hrim? There is no meaning for that. So suddenly you feel a blank. Suddenly you feel that just the sound. So that is why mantras are pure form of sound. When you chant it, you become pure. That's why we ask you to chant the mantra, entangle with Bhagavan. He is in the quantum space, in deep samadhi, and you entangling in the same space, you also go into that very space. We have the mirror neurons where we learn to talk, walk, everything. Now entangling into the deepest samadhi also, we can learn that science just by being in the oneness and chanting the Mahavakya. Now let's place everything perfectly. Now let's start the recording. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Remember Paramashiva, Parashakti in your third eye. Again and again, I am Paramashiva. Be only with Paramashiva. If you have an appointment with a president or prime minister of US, how would you sit with him? Will you be thinking of what you have to do for your children or your family or your office? You will be completely there. So bring your awareness high, alive. Become alive with Paramashiva. He is sitting next to you and making you manifest now. So hold that cognition. I am Paramashiva, Parashakti. Just remember her smile, her beautiful commands, her blessings, and hold that only in your inner space and see what could happen in your reality. Even little is enough, that Bhagavad Gita says, will bring so much of abundance of auspiciousness and the blessing of healing and manifesting all your reality. Even a little, it's going to change your whole life. So hold on to that space of oneness. Chant the Mahavakya and see the manifestation simply happening in front of you. How Parashakti is manifesting, and literally you are having the prasada of Parashakti. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya for consciousness over matter to rotate the object.
Om Jnanam
Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om
Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Whatever you have experienced, if you've taken a picture or video, that's wonderful. All that which is happening, that moving of the consciousness over matter on your hand or on a other's hand or on the silicon, simply you connect to it and again start experiencing the oneness. You will start experiencing more depth in the power manifestation. If you have done it on your hand, start manifesting it on others' hand. And if you are able to do 21 times, you have mastered the power of consciousness over matter. And simply you can receive a tilak, that is the trilak, your third eye, that you have manifested the powers of Paramashiva. And if you have done it on the hand, your hand, try it on others' hand. And next you can keep it on a silicon which is completely switched off, and you can try it. And simply you can see, Bhagavan has said, to the extent you can walk a coconut just like that behind you. All these siddhas. And when Bogar came and asked for water, and nobody was ready to give him water because he was looking very funny, and he simply said, okay, you Brahmins are not giving me. He took a cat and taught all four Vedas and made the cat received the Vedas, and then they came running and said, oh my God, you are extraordinary, sorry, and we surrender to you. And then they gave him the place to manifest all his whatever he wanted to do. And he was in such a ultimate space. They could do anything, these siddhas. They could make anybody into alive, into kayakalpa, into the higher reality, just like that. And they were so compassionate, all these siddhas, just like mother. They were making all the iron things into gold, the alchemy process. They were making great siddha medicines. How each of the medicines are taking care of our body against all these infection that is happening, all kinds of possibilities. They were able to open up. The great siddhas of India, in South India, manifested all the powers, and they took not only there, they took to China, they took to the Middle East to manifest even there and teach them the science and make sure everybody enjoys the whole science. All this was a possibility from starting as simple as consciousness over matter. They could understand that consciousness is more powerful, much more powerful than any other power that we experience, like gravitational force or electromagnetic force or nuclear soft force or nuclear strong force. Bhagavan beautifully says we are much more greater and we can live as only consciousness, and he's going to build the Vimanas and lift it just by conscious power. All these are going to happen, and it starts from here where you can start experiencing the power manifestation as simple as rolling a coconut or moving the object in rotation. The more you understand the science that you are Paramashiva, more you will understand there's something bigger reality for you to experience. And the oneness space, how the currency is so important in the outer world, the oneness space that Bhagavan described, that pure love for the higher reality, who you are, for that space, the Paramashiva space, Parashakti, how you see Parashakti, that Bhagavan is blessing and overflowing with love, holding that space inside you, in your inner space, expands your reality. Again and again, you hold yourself in the higher reality. That expands you into the higher cognition. That's all Bhagavan is making all of us understand. And that removes so many blocks. We are thinking, I'm in such a huge problem. How do I solve it? The only way all the Indians solve it is go and sit under a tree and meditate on Paramashiva. That is the way we all solved all the problems. Nothing other than Paramashiva can manifest the best reality. Nothing other than that can solve your problem easily. So hold on to the space that I am Paramashiva. Bring your awareness to your third eye that Paramashiva is manifesting through me. And chant the Mahavakya sitting straight with your head, neck, and spine. Let's have one more cycle to experience the consciousness over matter. Keep the object on the silicon or on your hand, which is very stable, and see it rotate, see it move or lift up and down, or you're feeling the Kundalini energy or feeling the heat vibration. That also clearly says you have started manifesting the powers. Bhagavan has beautifully said, whoever comes to the Kailash courtyard, I will manifest through them. So hold that powerful cognition and simply start chanting the Mahavakya intensely, sincerely. So it's simple integrity and simple obedience. Simply we will manifest the powers. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Verify that no video edit. Beautiful that you can experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Now let's go to the verification and sharing with the world. Verify authentically the video, whatever is recorded is fine. There is no external help for the moving of the object and it's completely authentic. And each of these experience wake us up to the higher reality. We are still believing that what we experience is not a dream, it is reality. Bhagavan beautifully says, because it looks longer, because every time I wake up, I come to the same reality. That doesn't satisfy to tell us which is dream and which is not. Bhagavan says, if you experience the higher superconsciousness, you'll understand nothing is lost. Nothing can be taken off. Nothing is there which can be destroyed. Nothing is there. How it exists is the different way we perceive. So if we raise ourselves to understand the higher science, then we are not caught up with all these problems and all these traumas that is happening around us. The pandemic going on, the wars going on, all that is because we have not woken up. The scariest dreams sometimes wake us up, or deep some desire, fantasy wakes us up. So that is what Bhagavan says. The fear or greed will wake us up to the reality. And simply if we are aligned to the higher science and we wake up to the higher reality, like how we wake up from a dream in the night, when we have a scary dream, we just wake up and said, oh my God, it's a dream. That's exactly when you wake up to the quantum space, that you know that you exist and they exist as a different way the perception is. And we all exist as infinity. Nothing can be lost and nothing can be removed, and nothing, then we cannot be absolute. If I'm absolute, nothing can be removed from me. So if we understand the higher science, we will not be disturbed by what is happening, and more we will be aligned to the higher reality, Paramashiva in us, who is just pouring his manifestation through us, as making us more and more comfortable with all the reality, removing all the incompletion and manifesting our life into whatever we are going through. Simply that can be solved when we raise ourselves to the higher consciousness forgetting that we are in more and more trouble, thinking that logic works. But logic of consciousness works much more. Bhagavan says, when you apply the Purna Mantra and see yourself how it applies in your reality, then you understand that we exist as forever. There's nothing which is lost or nothing which is gained. And the way we perceive needs to change. And that shift can happen only by Paramashiva's grace on us. So please share. Why I say all this is because you sharing your powerful cognition, your breakthroughs, and causing others reality, which is nothing but you, they are your own mirrors. Understand very clearly the Brahman, you are the consciousness, you are Paramashiva, then what exists as everything else is a reflection of you. And you are more and more causing others reality is nothing but your own reality, especially the close ones to you. When they shift in their cognition, that Paramashiva in them, that is the Paramashiva in you, which you are experiencing. That is why Bhagavan gives us very simple methods for us to experience the superconsciousness. And don't forget to drop a coin, dollar, unit of your currency in the dollar sign that you see in the YouTube chat at the end of it. Always when we go to the temple, we drop a coin and ask Bhagavan to make this Paramashiva space or any of that we are wishing to become a reality. Again and again, given all these simple tasks, we underestimate this, but simple task has a lot of meaning. We take a very, very small tablet to go to sleep, a sleeping tablet, or they just give you a drop of anesthesia only, not like a 2 liters of anesthesia for you to go into the different state so that they can do a surgery. Same way, Bhagavan is giving simple things for you to manifest your inner space, to bring Kailasha inside you, and that is possible. He has lived it, he has shown it, and he has given reference, and all of us devotees, disciples are experiencing that. So we are sharing that very space with all of you. So take a moment to share in tinyurl.com/power manifestation, and if possible, drop a coin and make a deep wish. Bhagavan, all that I know, let me surrender to your lotus feet. All that powerful cognition, my doubts, my incompletion, everything, let me surrender to your lotus feet. And my manifestation, when I surrender everything, my cognition becomes deeper because your lotus feet, everything when I surrender, I do not have any identity. And more I recognize my Paramashiva space, which gives me more clarity. And make this Paramashiva space as permanent reality, my own life. Ask him in deep gratitude and earning for that space. Simply you will find it. Whenever we are searching in Google for something that we have to be very specific, then we find it. Same way, when you're earning for the higher reality inside you, instead of doubting it, instead of telling it's not there or it doesn't exist, earn for it, you will see the reality. That's how we have all found out the higher reality. And let's thank Bhagavan and thank each one of you. Without the blessing, even you and me cannot be here. With the deep earning and blessing for us to be here, let's thank Bhagavan for that also and end this session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nityananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. After each of the darshan and satsang, Bhagavan blesses us with a Kailash Kotiyar Power Manifestation session. Let's see you again in that. 6 p.m. we have a Zoom session. You can join through e-Kailasha and manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Thank you, Nityanandam.
श्रीरमणाय नमो भगवते 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 श्रीरमणाय भगवते श्रीरमणाय ॐ नमो 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 भगवते श्रीरमणाय